Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle podcast coming up next. We review Saturday night's main event and we discuss the Masked Man's being revealed. You never guess who it's going to be. We're going to talk about it coming up next.
Your mindset heading into Sunday?
We didn't come here to play games. We are the champions.
Yeah.
And nobody is taking these belts from us.
You want the best? You're looking at her. This ain't just a sport, it's a lifestyle. Welcome to the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle podcast. We are the champions of wrestling talk. Now, here's your host for Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle podcast, the insightful Scott Barz, wrestling media in the dynamic salute, Darkwing Dub.
Please stand by.
We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Man, it has been a very busy weekend. But I know you got something to say. Go ahead, bro.
Man, I just want to throw this out there to the peoples of the YouTubes and the Facebooks and anybody else that's going to be seeing this. If you're thinking about starting a podcast, doing YouTube videos, and it's you and another person, and that other person is in a different time zone, different state than you're in, make sure you find one that's going to have your back regardless. This dude next to me, I just want him to know that I appreciate him. He's got a brother for life in me. He may be in Jersey, I may be in Oklahoma, but you know what? I was on call this weekend. I had to miss about 90% of the show that we had on Saturday. But he held it down. And it's crazy because we both have kids. We both have wives that work overnight and stuff like that. And if need be, I hope he knows that what he did for me, I'm always ready to do the same for him if something comes up. So from me to you, bro, I appreciate you. I know you always have my back, but I don't think I've shown that appreciation yet. So I appreciate you, bro.
Man, no doubt, bro. Like, that means a lot, man. You know I got your back, bro. I told you, man, we in this together. This ain't no one-man show. Man, this is a team effort, bro. Like, nothing that happens with this podcast cannot coexist if both of us are not standing as one. You feel me? And like to understand what that means, you have to be humble. You know, you can't go into the podcasting realm or any realm for that matter and not have some sort of humility and not understand the sacrifices that you're going to have to make in order for this to be successful. And we made a lot of sacrifices. We took a lot of time out to make this productive. You know what I'm saying? The presentation, like as you people have seen thus far, like we have evolved so fast because we have took the time out creatively to really make this podcast work for everybody. And we're reaping the benefits of it. There's a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes that we have not even told anybody yet. You know what I'm saying? So eventually you guys will be hearing these new announcements coming and stuff like that, but we have gotten a lot of opportunities because of that, and we're very appreciative. So, bro, man, no doubt, man, you know we brothers, man. I got you, bro. Like, this is how it should be, and this is how it's going to stay, you know? Like I said, you can't be selfish in this realm of content creating, especially when you're working with a team. You got to know everybody's strengths and weaknesses, and you gotta build to make everybody's strengths and weaknesses become strengths only. And that's what we've been doing ever since. So I'm appreciative to you too, man, because this don't work without you. So, you know what I mean?
Salute.
Salute. Yeah. So
now we got that out of the way. So let's talk about Saturday night's main event.
yeah.
And we'll get to the ending of the show. But I don't know about you, but I kind of want to start from the beginning. So, what were your thoughts on Oba and Cody Rhodes?
Oba and Cody Rhodes wasn't bad at all. It was pretty good. The match was better than what I thought it was going to be. Oba shown promise. Like, he's shown that he can hang with the big dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he showed a lot of qualities as a veteran. He didn't show no rookie qualities. He showed veteran qualities. And you could tell he's pretty much ahead of his time. You know what I'm saying? Just by the way he was wrestling, his timing and everything like that, knowing how to like adjust in certain situations. Like, if y'all didn't pay attention, there was one part where it seemed like it was about to be a botch and he adjusted immediately. Because sometimes that happens, like when you're put in the ring with somebody that you're not familiar with, and it just happens just like that. Because lately, that's what WWE's been doing. They've been putting unfamiliar people together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's like probably the one part that I could say that they've been doing right, is they've been putting unfamiliar faces together to create new stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing they've been doing right with NXT. And this goes to show you that, you know, WWE has a promising future when it comes to the NXT talent being called up. Now that we got the some of the positives out of the way, we're going to have more positives, but we got to be honest too, okay? Predictability.
I didn't know where you were going. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, predictability. Why did you have Drew McIntyre go and come out there? Why did you do that? Now, mind you, me and you talked about this, and we said that it could possibly have an interference, because that's the only way that you could keep Oba strong. But then again, there's other ways too. Like, you didn't have to put Drew McIntyre in that picture. You could have did something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a bunch of things you could have did, you know, but I understand that was the easiest and safest way. But if you already got a working story where Drew McIntyre can't even be in the building and he's supposed to be suspended, why do you have him showing up on Saturday night's main event? That makes no sense. Because I could have sworn I seen a video where he was at his house and Cody Rhodes just so happens to invade his property. Another predictability. Who has done that in the past? Let me think. Wasn't that Randy Orton doing something like that? Wasn't Triple H doing something like that? Gee. Oh man. But yeah, that was just very predictable. I didn't think that was needed. They could have did something else. There's plenty of things they could have done, to still keep Oba strong, but what I did like is he dominated most of that match. And that's how it should have been from the jump. Dominate most of the match, and that's exactly what he did. So I definitely was happy for that. Other than that, the match itself, I gave it and this is not because it was bad. It's just because, like, I just felt they could have did something different. So I gave it a C. Gave it a C plus. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Not because of Oba, not because of Cody. I just gave it a C plus. It could have, you know, that's just me. C plus.
You a little harsh on that one, bro, Ham. Hey, I wouldn't expect anything less, honestly. So, I enjoyed the match. It's like we talked about earlier on the phone. The way they made Oba, and we'll get into it later, but Sol Ruka, Javon Evans, and Leon Slater look tells me Triple H, when these guys get called up to the main, and women get called up to the main roster, you better not have no issues pushing them. None. Because you're just proving. Like, for instance, Oba Femi. He has to be pushed like the monster that he is. The fact that Triple H and Cody Rhodes, because we know Cody Rhodes played a part in this, the fact that Triple H and Cody Rhodes booked this match to make Oba dominate. 90% of that match was dominated by Oba Femi. That tells me that you shouldn't have a single issue pushing this man to the moon when he comes up.
Nope.
The match, I already said it, 90% of that match was dominated by Oba Femi. And then when Drew did interfere, Oba dominated him. What did he do? He shoved him to the ground and chokeslammed him? There should be no issues when this man gets called up to the main roster. None
No issues
whatsoever.
at all. I don't want to hear no excuses when he get called up to the roster, because this right here shows that you have a promising future with this man. You know what I'm saying? It shows right there. Shows right there. So I don't want to hear no excuses about, oh yeah, we can't find nothing for him to do. No, buddy. There's a lot for this man to do. And there's a lot of people for him to face, too. That Drew McIntyre versus Oba match is going to look real spicy in the near future. You know what I'm saying?
You know Drew ain't going to forget that.
He's definitely not. He definitely not.
So, I really enjoyed the match. I like the fact that they let Oba dominate. They showed him, they allowed him to show the monster that he is. I'm glad that Cody Rhodes put his ego to the side for the betterment of Oba Femi. Because like I said, this match doesn't happen without Cody Rhodes' approval. We know that. We know they call Cody Rhodes the QB1, right? So this doesn't happen without the approval of Cody Rhodes. And so you got to give credit to Cody Rhodes too, to allow Oba Femi go out there. And so you talked about predictability. I agree. I mean, I think a lot of people called the fact that they're going to try to do whatever they can to keep Oba looking strong, which they did. They accomplished that. And to make sure Cody doesn't look all that bad by taking an L. They didn't want Oba to technically pin Cody. So what they do, they did what they should have. I think it was good on both ends, because you let Oba look strong, but you're continuing the storyline between Drew and Cody. And I felt like they did the right thing. If they were trying to still protect Cody, they did the right thing by not letting him get pinned, but they still kept Oba looking strong. Because like I said, he dominated 90% of that match. Any kind of offense that Cody tried to get going, Oba was like, gave him that Matumbo finger. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
no.
Yeah. So I didn't mind. I know you did, but I really didn't mind the finish. I really didn't. because you killed two birds with one stone.
Mm-hmm.
You continued the storyline. Yes, we know that Drew McIntyre was quote unquote suspended,
Mm-hmm.
but we've also seen other times where Drew has been suspended from the arena and him show up later on SmackDown. So I didn't think that really meant anything to him because we've seen him not give a damn before.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't mind it. So I gave the match a B plus
Okay.
because you killed two birds with one stone. You kept the Cody and Drew storyline going while also on all facets making Obafemi look dominant,
Mm-hmm.
dominating Cody, and then getting the chance to dominate Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a B plus.
Yeah, I see your point. I see your point. I just felt with me, it just was like, man, we kind of knew that was going to happen already. Like, we kind of figured, we took a wild guess and said Drew McIntyre might interfere, and that's exactly what happened. So that's kind of like was my case as far as that. But I understand why you say that. You know what I mean? So I have no objection to that. I have no objection at all. I understand totally.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it just made perfect sense. You keep Oba looking dominant and strong, and you keep Cody from technically getting pinned or taking an L by
Mm-hmm.
continue on the storyline with Drew McIntyre. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, yes, was it predictable? Do I agree with you on that? 1000% it was predictable. I
Mm-hmm.
know you and me both called, yeah, Drew's probably going to interfere. And plus, I've seen people all over the TikTok saying the same thing. Drew's going to interfere. Was it predictable? Yes. But in this case, I think it was good for it to be predictable.
Right. Yeah.
That's me.
No, no, no.
Mind you, everybody, this is my opinion. My opinion is my opinion. His opinion, his opinion. If we seem to agree, we seem to agree. But you know what I mean? I think it was a good way to be predictable.
Mm-hmm. Nah, it makes sense totally. Like I don't not disagree with it. It's just in my sense, I was like, man, it was a little bit too predictable for me. I wanted to be wrong, and I wanted something else to happen. Surprise me. But yeah, man, it was it like I said, it wasn't a bad match at all. It wasn't a bad match.
Yeah. So next we had mind you, everybody, there was only 4 matches on this show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So next match was Bailey and Sol Ruka. Go for it.
Yo, the match was good. It was really good. Ruka is like Charlotte Flair on steroids. That's what Ruka is. And she could do everything Charlotte Flair does times 10. And honestly speaking, that's kind of how wrestling should be. You evolve, the evolution. We heard Swerve Strickland say it best that Javon Evans is better than him when he was that age. That's how it should be. And the wrestlers should not be ashamed to say it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to get surpassed one day. You know what I'm saying? Jordan didn't keep the scoring title. LeBron's probably sooner or later somebody's going to pass him too. Like, it's going to happen. That's just the way evolution works. If you got kids, you always want your child to be better than you. You shouldn't be ashamed of that. Like, you get to a certain point, and then there's going to be somebody who's going to look at you, get inspired by you, and want to go over the top to show you that they're inspired by you. You could look at her and see a young Charlotte Flair within her. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, man, Sol Ruka did her thing. The way she caught her with that soul snatcher was like, Chef's kiss. I was like, oh snap, because you really didn't expect her to do it, because she usually when she does a soul snatcher, it's very fast. You don't even see it coming. She moved so she ran so slow to the ropes. I didn't think she was going for a soul snatcher. I just thought she was going to do like a reverse. And then like she ran slow to the ropes, and then she just faked and did the soul snatch out of nowhere. I was like, oh snap. I didn't even see that coming, and she ran extra slow that time. So I thought it was a pretty dope match. Kudos to Bayley for allowing this to even take place, because like you said, you know, if the well-seasoned veterans don't agree to it, then this never happens. You know what I'm saying? So in order for this to take effect, the veterans have to agree to say, yes, I want to have this match. This needs to go down. And not for nothing, Bayley's always been cool with, you know, having new rivalries and new matches. She's always been ready to do that. You know what I mean? So kudos to her for allowing this to take place, and salute to Sol Ruka. She got a promising future.
Yeah, 1000%. Again, like he already stated, shout out to Bayley. Um, I was high on the match, but if there's one thing that I can say that I'm sick and tired of seeing is Bayley taking L's.
Well, yeah.
I'm glad that she decided to put over Soul. Soul, she's earned every bit of it. But I'm tired of Bayley taking L's. So I think next week on Raw we get Bayley versus Roxanne Perez. Mm-hmm. Can we get Bayley a W? Please. I'm so sick and tired of her taking L's. Like even her tag team partner last week on Raw, she took an L. Lyra took an L. Mm-hmm. So we gotta stop this. And then they're gonna be shocked if Bayley ends up in AEW with her best friend. Just saying. Just throw that out there real quick. So back to the match. Kudos to everybody. Because honestly, I thought, just like we had with Oba and Cody and Drew, continuing storyline, I thought they were going to find a way for Zarya to get involved in the Sol Ruka match with Bayley. Because they kind of been back and forth at it these days between Zarya and Sol. You know, they teasing that split. So I thought something was going to play out and we didn't get that. So again, there's some of that predictability. In this case, it wasn't predictable because I thought Zarya was going to get involved somehow. Mm-hmm. And she didn't. That's cool. She let Sol have her moment. Mm-hmm. What I would like to know is how much longer is Sol going to be able to continue to perform the Soul Snatcher? It's an excellent move. It is phenomenal. But how long do you think she's going to be able to perform that move?
I don't know, man, because like the move is risky. It's very risky. And like one slight move on either side and she could get seriously hurt. You know? It's basically a RKO on steroids, because the reason why I say that is that she's flipping and she has to adjust herself in the air, catch her opponent, adjust their head in enough time to cut them to the ground or to the mat. So like that's very hard to do. Do I think that she continues this move, like moving forward, like going towards like maybe like the midpoint of her career, like 30s or something like that, if she continues to wrestle? I don't think she does. I think that she either retires the move or adjusts it. because like it's a very very risky move, and if you're not careful, things can happen. But she's used to stuff like that. She has a gymnast background, so like she's used to competing and flipping like that, in high risk situations. So who knows? Who knows what she plans on doing moving forward when it comes to that move?
Yeah, and I'm gonna just throw this out here. I could be completely off base, but don't be surprised if Triple H has her, whenever she does get caught up, start working on a new finisher. Because there's only so many times that you can do that before you slip or something. I mean, hell, we just saw. Never mind. We'll get into it. But so as a whole, I thought it was a good match. I didn't give it as high as I gave Oba and Cody Rhodes because I'm tired of seeing Bailey take L's. I gave the match a B. I'm glad that the veterans are more than happy to put over the youngins and let them showcase their skills. But like I said, I didn't give it any higher than a B because I'm tired of seeing Bailey taking L's. I feel like that's all she's done since the start of the year is take L after L after L after L after L after L. I mean, she wasn't even on SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, and it was made a big deal to the point that people thought that she was just going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope 2026 turns around for her and she stops taking L's. But as of right now, I'm tired of taking L's, so I gave the match a B. As a matter of fact, now that the more I think, I'm giving it a B minus. B minus. Justice for Bailey. That's all I got.
I mean, I can't argue with that. I gave it a B as well. I don't like seeing her lose every single time. It gets on my nerves. Like, I would like to see her get a victory. You know what I mean? After a while, it could frustrate somebody to continue to lose like that, and basically get written off stories and end up in catering, and it can make somebody frustrated. I'm surprised she stuck through it this long, honestly. I'm surprised she stuck through it this long. I didn't expect her to stick through it this long. But you know what? She's a warrior. And I feel she's good enough, she's great enough to overcome the lack of booking that she's been having as of late, and basically get herself back in the picture as far as getting a shot at a title in the near future. I definitely could see her as an Intercontinental Champion for the women's division. They started off well by having somebody like Seth's wife hold the belt, Becky, hold the belt for a bit. I definitely could see Bailey holding the belt. Of course, right now you got Alpha Academy's girl holding it right now.
Maxine Dupree.
Yeah, Maxine. Which I don't have much of a problem with. She has definitely improved in her wrestling. She's improved a lot, actually. She improved tremendously. And she had a pretty good match tonight, too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying it was 5 stars or nothing, but you definitely could see the improvement in the work that she's been putting in, and the whole story behind her training with Natalia, which eventually they're probably going to see Natalia debut her new character, and I want to see how Maxine Dupree fits into that equation. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying, I give the match Bailey versus Sol Ruka a B.
Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I just rated it lower because I think it has less to do with what I saw in the ring and more to do with Triple H having her take L's.
Mm-hmm.
L's. It's one thing if she had been winning more all year long, but she hasn't. I mean, to the point to where she missed like one of the bigger shows of the year.
She
I
did.
mean, was she even part of the Evolution show? I can't remember.
Damn, I forgot, man. That's bad because, damn, I don't even remember if she was. You might have to look that up, man, because I don't even remember, man. If anybody remembers in the comment section, man, give a comment and let us know. But I don't remember if she was, you know, like I know
Yeah, she was.
she
She
was.
was.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
it was a triple threat match: Bailey, Becky, and Lyra for the women's intercontinental title. Okay,
Okay, all right. Yeah. So
so with that being said, that's the only reason why. I think it was more to do with her taking her L's in the actual match. The actual match was good. It's just I'm tired of seeing Bailey take L's, especially with them yams. Um,
I caught
so
that.
next we got AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Leon Slater and that boy Bouncy Javon Evans. Take it away.
Hey man, listen. Yo, the match was great, man. Uh from start to finish, it was great. I mean, it had a slight botch in between, but AJ Styles is so great at what he does, right? He made that botch look like that was part of the story. So now people are confused. They don't know if he really botched or if that was just part of the story of what he was doing. Because if you look at what the announcers was talking during commentary, they were talking as if, wow, Javon and Leon came out smoking so much, he made the tag champions a little flustered. So like so it really makes sense how good the match was, and on top of that, how great AJ Styles is. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do that and have people like second guessing, like, did he do that on purpose? Did he mean to do that? Or you know what I'm saying? Like you usually could tell if somebody botched and then you're like, oh yeah, he messed up. But then when somebody botch and then like you second guess it, did he mean to do that? That's how smooth AJ Styles was with it. And not for nothing, you know what I'm saying? AJ's been in the business for years. You know what I'm saying? Before Javon was even born. Before Slater was even born. So it's like he could do a botch or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's getting ready to call it quits himself. So like, yeah, he's allowed to do that. But yeah, those boys were smoking the whole entire match. They did great against Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. I definitely gave that match an A. Regardless of the botch, I thought it deserved an A. Those guys really showed veteran qualities. Not for nothing too. When AJ botched, what did Leon Slater do? He rolled up and pinned him. That's what veterans do. They don't sit around confused like, ho. Nah, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He went straight for the pin. So yeah, that was dope. Take it away, man. Let me get this message. So go ahead, talk to the people. I'll be right back.
I got you. So he talked about AJ's botch. Let me remind everybody that AJ is also 48 years old. 48. He's been doing this for a long time. And he's such a perfectionist that when it happened, I was like, did that just happen? Is this real? Did he? Because he played that off like, bro. So AJ Styles is the true professional. And then, like my bro said, for Leon Slater to go in there and try to help him out and just pin him so he can kick out and they started it all over. I mean, professionals. The match as a whole was amazing. Between Dragon Lee doing his thing, AJ Styles doing his thing, that boy Bouncy, yeah, doing his thing. And that 450 senton that Leon Slater does is a thing of beauty. I absolutely love that move. It's risky, but if anybody can pull it off, it'd be him. Nobody else is going to pull that off. Maybe Ricochet or Will Ospreay, but that move is pretty. And then the Javon cutter or the OG cutter or whatever it's called, I like that too. If you're Triple H, once again, I know Leon Slater is TNA for now, because more than likely Leon Slater is going to be signed to WWE, just like Joe Hendry and Jordan Grace.
Mm-hmm.
But them two are another ones. Like, bro, when they come up to the main roster, there better not be any excuse as to what they do. And as a matter of fact, it was announced tonight on Monday Night Rizzle that Javon Evans is going to have a match on Raw against one of the Grande Americanos, who we all know is Pete Dunne. We know it's Pete Dunne. We're not stupid.
Basically.
Yeah, we know it's Pete Dunne. It looks just like him. Like, bro, you're not hiding anything. One is Pete Dunne. The other one is Ludwig Kaiser. And the other one is Pete Dunne's tag team partner. I can't remember his name at the moment. But anyways, there better not be any excuse to push them.
Yeah.
And I think AJ, even though Dragon Lee and AJ, and let's not forget something real quick before I forget. Dragon Lee is just as impressive as Leon Slater and Javon Evans.
Mm-hmm.
And I think WWE did right by Dragon Lee by teaming him up with AJ Styles. Because I think AJ Styles it's rubbing off on the people to appreciate guys like Dragon Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for people that didn't really get to see Dragon Lee over in AEW when he was there. Mm-hmm. People are like, who is this guy? And they put him with, they started off by trying to have him with the LWO. I don't think people really cared about the LWO, which is the reason why you don't see the LWO anymore. Mm-hmm. And then number two, putting him with AJ Styles, I think helps him a lot. You're giving him more of a spotlight because everybody in the world knows who AJ Styles is. Mm-hmm. Now everybody's going to be wondering, like, who's this masked man tagging with AJ Styles? Mm-hmm. The phenomenal AJ Styles.
Right.
So I gave the match an A+. Mm-hmm. I thought, even beyond the quote, because I don't like using the word. But even beyond the quote unquote botch, which AJ, like I said before, when my boy had to walk off here, AJ and Leon Slater made it look like it was something that was supposed to happen. Because as soon as it happened, Leon Slater goes in for the pin, mm-hmm. gives them a chance to reset, and so to me, I gave it an A+.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, man, that match was pretty good. I see nothing wrong with it. They definitely both teams did their thing. Like the way I see it, even though AJ and Dragon Lee won the match, both of them were winners at the end of the day. That was one of the better matches of the night for me, anyway.
Yeah, to me, it was the best match of the night. Mm-hmm. That's why I gave it an A+. Mm-hmm. It was the best match of the night. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. Y'all know what's next. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Y'all know what's next. John Cena and Gunther.
The
I
Ring
mean,
General.
the Ring General.
What he do? He put his hands behind his back. Yeah, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Bro. I mean, we can just tag team it and just go.
Okay.
Just go. Because I know we both got a lot to say. We can just tag team it and go. So if you want to kick it off, go for it, bro.
Okay. So I got a lot to say. A lot of y'all gonna be mad at me, but I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. John Cena needed to lose that match. Simple as that. He needed to lose that match. Look, if you ain't paid no attention to, if you have not paid attention to how the tour was going, the tour started off hot, and then it went into, it got shredded up. The tour was like this, a bunch of papers, and it got thrown into the shredder. That's how his tour was going towards the midpoint. It started off red hot, and then it went into the shredder. You know what I'm saying? And the reason being is because of poor booking and lazy writing. Lazy writing. You know, the booking and the writing go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? If you book a poor match and you're not writing a great story, then both of them are going to fall flat. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happened with his tour. You know, Cena could have won a lot of matches during his tour, but this wasn't one of them. In order for you to create a great heel, and not for nothing, WWE has been looking for a diabolical savage of a heel, something like Randy Orton was years ago when he was punting people. That's what they've been looking for, and they got it with Gunther. John Cena just literally gave him the handoff pass and said, here, take the ball and run with it, my guy. You are the next man up. That's what John Cena did. And I don't see nothing wrong with what he did. A lot of y'all feeling salty. As you can see with the video I posted, y'all feeling salty because Gunther beat your hero. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, I like John Cena. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to stand here and say that he deserved to win that match when the whole point of his story going towards the end was, I don't have much to give anymore. So at some point, you're going to say, if I'm saying that and I'm telling you I don't have much to give anymore, what do you think is going to happen when the pressure busts pipes? Yeah, I'm going to give in. I'm going to give up. I'm not going to continue to fight no more. I got no reason to fight anymore because I've proved myself already. That's the whole point. If y'all wanted him to beat somebody, he should have beat Brock Lesnar the last time they faced each other. That match he should have won. Did he win that match? Absolutely not. He was supposed to win that match. That's the match he should have won. He didn't win that match against Brock that last time they faced, which was just recently on his tour. He didn't win that match. He should have won that match, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? So,
like, these people don't understand, bro. These people don't understand. It's like there's not too many wrestlers that are retiring that go out with the W. Like, we get it. The Undertaker went out with a W. He beat AJ Styles to in the Boneyard match.
mm-hmm.
But the thing is that we didn't know that was going to be his last match.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Then people are going to say, well, what about Sting? Sting, reports have already come out. Sting didn't want to win because he understood how the business works. It was Tony Khan, the Young Bucks, and Darby Allin that pushed for him to win. He didn't want to win. He didn't want to win because that's how the business is. You go out by putting somebody over.
Yep.
John Cena put over Gunther. John Cena, as I've been trying to read about it throughout the day, it looks like that this was John Cena's idea. People were trying to blame Triple H, and that's why he was booed and stuff, but it looks like this was John Cena's idea. So I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say about it. You're retiring. It's been like this for a while. If Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, two of the greatest of all time, my GOAT is Shawn Michaels, can both retire with an L, what makes John Cena any different?
Yeah. Well, if you want to talk about, not to cut you off, but if you want to talk about like wrestlers that should have won certain matches, then we could all rewind back to when Brock Lesnar faced the Undertaker. And it was against the Streak. We all wanted the Undertaker to win. We thought Undertaker should have won, but you know who said that he didn't want to win the match? The Undertaker. He didn't want to win the match. Brock Lesnar didn't even want to beat Undertaker for the match. He didn't want to beat Undertaker. You know who made him beat Undertaker? Vince. And we spoke about this on the phone. Vince.
Yeah, Vince McMahon is the one that pushed for Brock Lesnar to win. Because if you remember on the documentary, the Undertaker's documentary, it was changed the day of the event. It was changed the day of. It was always built for the Undertaker to win. And then the day of the event is when it changed. He thought it should have been either Bray Wyatt or Roman Reigns because Brock Lesnar didn't need that rub. Brock Lesnar didn't need that. He already had all the heat because he's Brock fucking Lesnar. He thought that either Bray Wyatt or Roman Reigns. If it was me, it should have been Bray Wyatt because of the character that Bray Wyatt played.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you 110%. It should have been Bray Wyatt. But you see the point. You see the point. You started off Gunther. First of all, let me say something to the IWC real quick. Let me say something to you IWC folks real quick, okay? Let me say something. Stop disrespecting Gunther, okay? Stop disrespecting the Ring General. Stop disrespecting Gunther. Stop it. I see some comments in the comment section. Oh, I don't like the way Gunther wrestles. Yo. Shut up. Shut up, okay? Shut up. Shut your non-facial commenting face up, okay? Let me tell you something. Gunther is a throwback, okay? Gunther don't need all the flashy moves. He don't need to do the hurricanranas. He don't need to do the spin wheel kicks. Gunther is a non-flashy wrestler. He's a grizzled wrestler. That's why he's called the Ring General. He's a Bob Backlund. He's a Dean Malenko. He's all the throwbacks, all in one. You start going back to the 80s, the early 90s, that's Gunther. Did you ever see Malenko do a lot of high-flying moves? He did one or two here and there, depending on the situation, which we have seen Gunther dabble with a little bit. But he mostly grounded his opponents and submitted them and beat them out of submission. That's what Gunther is. Stop trying to make this man be something that he's not. Get over yourselves, people. Let that man eat. WWE has been looking for a super heel for God knows how long. And me and you talked about this, bro. They've been looking for a super heel, and now they got one. Cena just gave him the pass, gave him the alley-oop, and he went and dunked the ball. And y'all mad at him for that? Like, I don't get you guys' logic. I don't understand you guys' logic. Y'all mad at Gunther for that? He's like, boo, Gunther. Stop crying. Stop crying. Yo, man, it was so funny to me, bro. When I posted that video, all these people were mad, posting the mad emoji at me and all this stuff. I was laughing, looking at my phone. Ha, ha. Listen, this is what I was doing. That's what I was doing. I was laughing at all of y'all. It was so funny to me. It was so funny to me. Because that's what's supposed to happen. It's called evolution, people. He is passing the ball off to Gunther. Gunther is the new Brock Lesnar. And if you really want to keep it a buck, we got two Brock Lesnars in the WWE because we got Oba and Gunther. So just imagine Oba and Gunther having a match. Man, that is going to sell some tickets. And you know what's high on WWE right now? Money. So how do you make money? You got to create new stars. How do you create new stars? You book them to be diabolical. What did we see tonight with these monsters? Oba destroying Cody Rhodes. Gunther destroying John Cena. That's how you do it. You understand? So stop crying. Stop crying. Get over yourselves.
Man, I don't care. Let them cry. Let them cry. Ain't nothing but a bunch of big babies. Big ass babies. Like, my 5-year-old son is better than y'all. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all keep crying. Keep crying. Because guess what? A lot of y'all's favorites were better as heels anyway. Roman Reigns, better as a heel. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Uso, better as a heel. Mm-hmm. LA Knight, I think he would be a damn good heel, even though I think he's overrated. What? I think LA Knight would be a damn good heel. Yeah,
if y'all never seen his heel work in TNA, go back and watch LA Knight's heel work. Dummy, yeah, dummy. Go go watch his heel work in TNA. Yeah, he's definitely a great heel, you know? Yeah.
And I think Oba is going to be a fantastic heel, but it's like you said a little bit ago. If there's one thing that they have monster baby faces. Cody Rhodes is a monster baby face. You know what I'm saying? LA Knight right now is a monster baby face. Mm-hmm. And one thing that this company has been missing for quite some time, I'm going to say, I know we talked on the phone. I said 09 Randy, because that dude was straight diabolical. Mm-hmm. But after that, Brock Lesnar beating a streak turned him into a monster heel, right? So Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Kane, the demasked Kane. That dude was something fucking else. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, some of the most devilish shit that you could do, the unmasked Kane was doing it.
Yeah.
Mark Henry, the Hall of Pain, putting people in the Hall of Pain. Bob Backlund, like you brought up. Roddy Piper. This company has been missing a massive heel. Mm-hmm. And they have got to capitalize off of Gunther having this massive amount of heat on him. Mm-hmm. Because they just created a monstrous heel. And that's what this company has been missing. And if they really want to dig into having monstrous heels, you keep Gunther on Raw. There's your monster heel on Raw. And what do you do on SmackDown? You bring Obafemi up, put him on SmackDown, and there's your monster heel over there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry. The guy who says he's the bringer of war, he's the ruler, a mountain that you can't conquer, that is heel work.
Facts.
And people ate that shit up.
Not to mention, Ober's walk when he walks to the ring. Like that walk, bro. Hey, bro, that walk is fire, bro. I'm gonna do that.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do that when I go to work tomorrow. I'm gonna step into my office. I'm gonna be like this.
You gotta have the music playing on your phone as you're walking in.
Yeah, right. Start playing the music and walk.
I mean, but seriously though, all that stuff that Oba says, that is heel work.
Mm-hmm.
The walk, the strut, whatever y'all want to call it, that is heel work. Gunther laughing in people's faces. You see that kid going after him?
Right.
The video of that little kid going after him? That is straight heel work.
Yeah, that was hilarious to me. All those people was crying, their faces like, oh man.
Let them cry, bro.
That was hilarious to me. And not to cut you off, I'm gonna say this and then I'm done. Like, you people are funny to me because just a cup of coffee ago, you people were so mad at John Cena. You couldn't stand John Cena being on your television. You wanted John Cena off the air. All you folks were crying about it. And now all of a sudden, oh, I miss John Cena already. And yada, yada, yada. You fans don't know what you want. You don't know what you want. You complain. You get what you want finally, and all of a sudden now you're upset. Y'all didn't want him on the TV. He said it during his heel run. He said it. Y'all, you fans and John Cena have a toxic relationship. He spoke facts. It is true. Very toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't like something, what do? I don't watch it. But y'all can't help it. That's just
I remember the people in the crowds, you can't wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
You can't wrestle. So now y'all want to bitch and moan and groan about, oh, he should have did. But it wasn't that long ago where y'all was chanting at him like, Cena sucks. You can't wrestle. Cena sucks. All this other jazz. Like, yeah, he ate that up because of the professional that he is, but it really wasn't that long ago where y'all were chanting that.
Yep. It was like a cup of coffee ago. Y'all started talking about that, and now all of a sudden y'all upset. All these emotional posts and thank you this and I'm sorry to see you go that and like and not for nothing, you know the people that are being sincere that are doing it, but a lot of y'all not being sincere. A lot of you guys, especially some of the content creators, you're not being sincere. Y'all never really liked Xena to begin with, so just keep it a buck. Just say y'all didn't like him. That's it. But for the ones that are being sincere, which we could tell, you know what I mean? Like, he did have a strong influence on WWE. He had a strong influence on professional wrestling, period. You know what I'm saying? He was this modern day's Hulk Hogan. That's what he was.
I'll take it a step further. I think he was bigger than Hulk Hogan.
Well, yeah. If you saying it like that, he was bigger. He was bigger than Hulk Hogan. If you saying it like that, you know, because there's a lot of milestones that Cena had accomplished that Hogan had yet to fulfill. You know, and not for nothing, he didn't wrestle way into his you know, like he didn't wrestle way past his prime. Like he wrestled to a certain point and then he called it quits. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't wrestle way past his prime. Hogan, we seen Hogan in the ring until he was like almost past his 60s. You know what I'm saying? One of the matches that I vaguely remember him in was when he was in TNA. He made a comeback in TNA and had that crazy of a match with Mick Foley. You know what I'm saying? Bloody of a match with Mick Foley. Then he went on the indies with some indie promotion and had a match with Ric Flair. And both of them were past their prime.
Well past their prime, because Ric Flair wasn't that long ago where Ric Flair was still wrestling. I want to say about a year or two ago, he was still trying to get in the ring.
Yeah. You know?
I think a lot of wrestlers today aren't wanting to push it to where, like, the Undertaker done had double hip surgery because, quite honestly, he should have retired after the streak was broken. He never really moved the same.
No, he didn't.
Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, guys like that, like, they were still getting in the ring in their 60s and 70s, and you're starting to see, like, Roman Reigns said he's in his late 30s. He's saying that he only has a couple more years left. I mean, AJ Styles is 48 years old. He's about to be on his last run. John Cena is retiring before the age of 50. Chris Jericho, he's about to be on his retirement run. I mean, I think so. I think we're starting to see more wrestlers call it quits before their bodies give out.
It's the smartest thing to do. Like, why wait? Why wait until you have passed? You know what? You know what I mean? Like, call the quits early so you could be able to, like, have a life. You don't want to be in crutches. You don't want to be in a wheelchair. Like, so many wrestlers, like, are suffering because of this gladiator sport. And they're giving their bodies away to us fans. Like, so I think it's best when they say they calling the quits, allow them to call the quits. Allow them to go out into the sunset. Allow them to go out with their shield. Don't
And here's the thing.
criticize it.
Not to cut you off, and here's the thing. A lot of them aren't actually really going away. We saw that John Cena signed a 5-year deal to be an ambassador.
Exactly. So he's still going to be on TV, really?
Yeah. Sting is still working with AEW. Undertaker, we know he's still working with WWE. Shawn Michaels, we know he's still working with WWE. Hulk Hogan, before he passed away, was still working with the WWE, albeit nobody really cared because of his. Anyways, so a lot of these wrestlers, they don't really go away.
Yeah.
They still show up. We still see The Undertaker come out on TV. Hell, he came out after the Cena match ended.
Yep.
So they don't really go away. They're just not wrestling anymore.
Yeah, I just feel like, fans just need to respect the fact that, their childhood heroes need to call the quits so they can move on to something else. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. Stop complaining. Let these people ride off into the sunset and do something else with their lives. John Cena has a promising future in the movies, on the movie screen.
Look at Batista.
Him do that. Batista, The Rock,
Batista. But here's the thing. Batista is the perfect example. He got his retirement match. He got it how he wanted it with Triple H, and he said, "That's it.
Yep.
My future is in the movies."
Yep.
We haven't seen him since.
Exactly. And not for nothing, you're seeing the professional wrestlers become these pop culture icons. Like, now we're getting sneakers named after the wrestlers now. Did y'all know that the wrestlers are signing deals with Jordan and other
Roman
sneaker
Reigns,
companies?
right?
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns got his own sneaker with Michael Jordan. I don't know what they're gonna call them, the Air Bloodlines. I don't know what. I don't know what
the Air Romans.
The Air Romans. I don't know what they're gonna be calling them joints, but like they getting their own sneakers. Like, there's life outside of professional wrestling. So when these guys want to say they want to retire, let them. Let them retire.
AJ Styles said that he's not going to keep going until his body breaks down. He's going to retire before he turns 50. And guess what? They are, from what I've read, they already planning his retirement tour.
Mm-hmm.
I think the word that I don't like to use happening to him on Saturday night's main event,
Mm-hmm.
I think that probably highlighted that he's probably on the verge. And then if you watched Monday Night Raw, that stare down that he had with Gunther, I was like, oh no, is he going to retire AJ too? So I'm like, bro, I'm just saying, like you said, like, let these wrestlers retire.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, we let Michael Jordan retire. Not once, but twice.
Yeah.
Not twice, but 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Because he came back with the Wizards that time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we let Kobe, we let him retire. We let Magic get one final run and then call it quits. Larry Bird, all the greats we let retire. We let Barry Sanders retire in the middle of his prime. In the middle of his prime, Barry Sanders retired.
Yeah.
And he knew that if he'd have kept on going, he could have broke Walter Payton's record and Emmitt Smith wouldn't have had it.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, no, I don't want my body to break down. Calvin Johnson is another one that retired in the middle of his prime.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin Johnson. I'm just saying, like, we have all these other athletes out here that either retired in the middle of their prime or when they felt like it was time to give it up, they quit. They gave it up. They retired, and nobody batted an eye at them. But for whatever reason, professional wrestling is different. Why? Why is professional wrestling looked at differently? Why? Because we're so used to seeing the Hulk Hogans and the Ric Flairs and the Kevin Nashes and the Scott Halls and the Stings and the Undertakers wrestle well into their 50s and 60s that nobody else, that these wrestlers today can't evolve? No, they are fucking allowed to evolve. If they say it's number one, it's their fucking bodies. So if they want to retire, they have every right to do so. And who am I as a fan to say, no, you can't retire? Like, that ain't my body. I'm not the one out there putting my body on the line day in and day out to entertain people.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, if John Cena, AJ Styles, Chris Jericho, Batista, The Undertaker, whoever wants to retire, fucking let them fucking retire. Because we do that with every other fucking athlete on this country. Guess what? When Leo Messi is ready to retire, I bet y'all ain't going to bat an eye.
Mm-hmm.
When Cristiano Ronaldo is ready to retire, I bet you ain't going to bat an eye. But for whatever reason, wrestlers are looked at differently. I don't get it.
Yeah, I can never understand it, man. Like, it's just people are just weird, man. Like, I'd rather see my favorite wrestlers, favorite athletes, whatever, go out on their shield and and just retire at their own will. Not because somebody told them to, it's because they know it's time to. You understand? I hate seeing guys come out of retirement or continue to press on when they can't perform anymore. We see this all the time. One of my favorite boxers is Mike Tyson. I hate, like, as great as Mike Tyson is, right? As great as Mike Tyson is, it is inspiring as it looks for him to be in the shape that he's in and still move like that. There's certain mechanics when it comes to movement like that. He might be able to move faster than some of the most average people in his age bracket. But if you put him in there with a young lion who is hungry and boxing, no matter his skill set, he might be able to get a few taps in, but eventually Father Time's going to catch up and he's going to gas. Now, every now and then you might see something where, the old guard puts down the young guard. You know what I'm saying?
We saw that with George Foreman. Speaking of boxing, we saw that with George Foreman back in the 90s.
Yeah, but how many times you actually going to see something like that, though? You know what I'm saying? Foreman was just a different animal, and I'm not saying Tyson couldn't do that himself. I'm just saying, like, when you look at stuff like that. It's not something that happens every day. You get what I'm saying? You don't see that every day. You see it once in a blue moon, and that's it. You know what I mean? It shows you how tough and grizzled a lot of these guys are when it comes to their sport. I don't want to see, people like Xena or The Undertaker or whoever wrestle way beyond their prime and look crazy in the ring. I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather just see them retire, go off into the sunset, and enjoy their life. You know, how many wrestlers we've seen because they continue to wrestle, and when they finally stop, is because not because they decided to stop, it's because their body stopped them. You know what I'm saying?
Mark Calloway.
Prime example. So yeah, I don't want to see nothing like that. I'd rather see him go out in a blaze of glory. Because regardless of what y'all say, I think that was a perfect way for him to go out. That was him passing the torch to Gunther. And not for nothing, Gunther, the way they had booked Gunther towards the ending part of this year was terrible. So the way they could get him back to the promise that he was before, was to book him this way. Not for nothing, the last few bookings for Gunther was pretty good, with exception of what happened to him earlier in the summer and beyond that point, before his match with Uso and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? The booking of him hasn't been that good. So this is a way to get him back to where he need to be. And not for nothing neither, just to show you how much faith they have in Gunther, he hasn't lost that many matches. He hasn't
What
lost.
was this? What was the statistic that said like 80% or something like that of his time in the WWE is spent as a champion?
Yep. And you know who else you could put in that class? Oba. You know who
Mm-hmm.
else you could put in that class? Brock Lesnar. So that's why it's so important to have people like that, because they're dominant forces. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Because I seen some posting. I don't know if it's fantasy booking or whatever, but if they have Gunther retire Brock Lesnar, that will be the ultimate diabolical move. If he retires Brock Lesnar, he already retired Goldberg. Who did retire before that? He retired Goldberg. He retired two people, I believe, before he got to Xena. So what better way than to have him retire Brock Lesnar? That would be dope if we could see that. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? Who knows? That's just wishful thinking. You know. So like I said, we could go on and on and on and on about this, but you guys know how we feel about it. But there is
I,
something.
Hold on, real quick, real
Go,
quick.
go
I
ahead,
want
go
to
ahead.
say something real quick about the people that are crying about because his moniker was never give up. I'm gonna put it to you like this: yeah, he had a moniker, never give up, but he also had hustle, loyalty, and respect. Right?
Hmm.
Hustle, loyalty, and respect. Hustle. He said he mouthed it to the people. I gave it. I gave all I had to give. That's what he kept on doing. I gave all I had to give. There's his hustle. Loyalty. He is loyal enough to the WWE to because I know there were some people out there say, "Oh, this retirement run has been garbage. He should just once his match is over, should just sign a contract and go to AEW and have a real send off." No, John Cena's always been loyal to the WWE, and he showed his loyalty by signing a 5-year contract to be an ambassador to the WWE.
Hmm.
Respect. He respects this industry enough to take an L on his last match and take an L and give the rub to somebody who's going to take this ball and run to the moon with it.
Hmm.
So look at it like that too. Instead of saying, "Oh, he said he would never give up," it wasn't about him giving up. It was about his body saying, basically, he's saying that I can't do it anymore. I gave all I had to give, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere, but I want to give this guy the rub. Look at it like that too. John Cena has so many sayings, but if you're going to rest on well, he said he would never give up. He also had hustle, loyalty, and respect too. And I think that his respect for this industry outweighs never giving up. Because this industry is what gave him the ability to go to make movies and do everything he's able to do outside of wrestling. It was wrestling that gave him that. So what a better way to give back to wrestling than showing the respect by putting over somebody like Gunther. Now, as far as what you saying, I've been reading reports that when Brock Lesnar is ready to retire, they're going to try to push Obafemi to do that.
Okay.
That would be diabolical if they did choose Gunther, though. Like, oh my, you retire not only Goldberg and John Cena, but you retire Brock Lesnar. That would be wild. But like I said, I've read that they may try to push that after the showing that he had on Saturday Night's Main Event. That they may try to push that to Obafemi.
Yeah, I honestly, now that I think about it, Gunther already had two. Let Oba get one. Let Oba get at least one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if Oba does it, yeah, that would be dope. That still would be diabolical. That still be diabolical. If it's one monster retiring the other, that still would be diabolical. So yeah, let him get at least one. You know what I'm saying? Before we close out though, there's like two more things I want to discuss. And I want to discuss these real quick because I know we probably not going to get the opportunity to talk about it again until we have our state of professional wrestling end of the year review.
When is that? I can't remember. We'll talk about it.
Okay. So, first thing I want to discuss, I don't want to talk about the whole Monday Night Raw. I just want to talk about the one talking point is the revealing of the mask of the guy in the hoodie, which was Austin Theory. We kind of already knew that. We already knew that. This is why.
Predictability.
Yeah. This is why I hate the internet so much. Because we knew this weeks and weeks and months ahead before they even revealed it. I'm saying months. We knew this weeks before it actually took effect that he was going to be the guy. Now, it didn't say he was part of the Vision yet, which he's most likely going to be part of the Vision, but it didn't say that yet. But I want to add this little tidbit. What if there's more than one mask guy? What if there's more than one? Because if you go back, there's been we all said it was Theory, but there's been some adjustments. If you really look at it, all of them didn't look like Theory. And how many times we've seen this man do? What, 3 times? Possibly 3 times during certain parts of WWE showing. So not all of them look like Theory. Some of them look like somebody else. Now that just could be me and I could be wrong, but some of them look like somebody else. Go ahead.
Somebody actually, I forgot where I saw it at, but somebody did a close-up of one of them and it was a black individual. And we haven't seen a certain tag team on TV in a little bit. And some people out there were saying Montez Ford.
There you go.
I mean, that's not set in stone. That's not something like I know for a fact that Montez Ford was one of them. But I'm just like, where's the Street Profits been? Where they been at?
Nah, you're absolutely right. I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. Like, we haven't seen the Street Profits in a minute. We haven't seen them in a while. But like I said, man, that was predictable. We already knew who it was gonna be. Let's just see what happens moving forward and just go from there. I really don't have a judgment on it just yet because, like I said, we just now seeing it was Austin Theory, which we already knew. So let's see what they do with Austin Theory. Let's just see what they do. A lot of people are clowning him now because he got the hair, the buzz cut now. You know what I'm saying? They say it's a downgrade. He don't look like $1,000,000 no more. Listen, man, just wait and see. Stop
I thought
complaining.
the haircut was I thought the haircut was more shocking than him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could say that too. Yep. Yeah, but let's just wait and see. See what
Man,
happens.
I wasn't at all shocked by this. Like, this is more predictability from the creative team, whether if it's Triple H or whoever decided to put this together. It was just more predictability. It's kind of like we was talking about earlier in the show with Drew McIntyre interfering in the Oba and Cody match. It was predictable. Uh,
Hmm.
you know, I was listening to shout out to Chris from #Heels for Life podcast. If y'all not following them, follow them on the YouTubes but there was somebody on his show on the Cookout last week. Maybe it was Friday, um, and they called Triple H Triple Safe.
yo, yo, that's wild. Triple safe.
Triple Safe because he does everything. He plays so safely with everything.
Hmm.
Everything is done so safely. Like, imagine if he'd have took a chance instead of it being Austin Theory. Turns out it was Montez Ford or Angelo Dawkins.
Hmm.
Like, take a chance. Like, if there's one thing that we could say about Tony Khan, the dude would take chances.
Yeah, he definitely does. He does take a lot of chances.
The dude would take chances. Triple H, I agree with the person that said that. Triple safe. Everything is so safe with Triple H, which in turn makes the product safe, which in turn makes it boring
Yep.
because it's so fucking predictable.
Yeah. I couldn't agree.
Imagine this. Imagine this. Cody Rhodes and Oba Femi match. Imagine this. Instead of it, Drew McIntyre, they had Ricky Saints. Because we know Ricky and Cody are friends.
Hmm.
And then Ricky wants the belt back from Oba. So instead of it, Drew McIntyre, it's Ricky Saints.
Hmm.
Something that's not predictable.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that 1,000%. I wish I was on that live with you that day because that is 1,000% facts. He
Triple
has been
safe.
triple safe this whole entire time. He has been, and not for nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of the boos that he was getting, like it's deserved. I don't care how okay main event was. The rest of the year was not okay. You had like how many events you had that was actually good this year? You know what I'm saying? One.
I'll say
That
1.5.
one and a
I'll give him a half. I'll give SummerSlam a half.
well, that's not good. That's not good.
And think about it. The one good PLE they had, it was ran by the women.
Yep. Yeah. So like it was deserved. Like he's been become very very lazy with with his stories and everything like that. He's become very lazy. Like he's become too comfortable. He's become to the point like how in the beginning everybody was liking what he was doing, and then
And
as
he was
soon
doing
as
good.
yeah, and then as soon as he started messing up, it was like it was like a shock to everybody. Like they couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? He gotten too comfortable. He got too comfortable. He didn't want to shake things up a bit. So he got too comfortable. Now he's feeling the effects of that. That's just what it is.
2020. We'll get into it with our state of professional wrestling coming up in a week or two. I don't remember the exact day. We'll talk about it. We'll promote it when that time comes. But 2025 has been our favorite two phrases: toilet water, dumpster juice,
turkey
for
gravy.
the WWE, turkey gravy, chitlin water. It's been bad.
Yeah, it's been real
It's
bad.
been bad. We'll get into that on our state of professional wrestling in the year because we have a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about from the beginning of the podcast all the way up through talking about WWE and AEW and where we'll get into all that. We'll promote it and everything. But yeah, this 2025. I mean, there's nowhere really to go but up from here for 2026 and beyond for Triple H. But will it happen? I don't know. But I give. We say that we'll call the shit down the middle, whether if it's AEW, WTNA, whatever. We're gonna call the shit down the middle. I will say this. This has been the best Saturday night's main event since it started back up. This one has been the best one.
Yeah, it's been the better
To me.
one for sure. It's been the better one for sure.
As a whole, I give the show an A-.
You being generous.
Just this show. Not all of them as a whole, just this show. Because it showcased the young talents. It showcased the older talents because it showed that Cody can still go. Cody has no problem letting the young guy, Obafemi, shine. And neither does Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre also had to agree to be shoved down the way he did and chokeslammed by Oba. It shows that Bayley can still go if Triple H will let her go. It shows Sol Ruka is the athlete that we all know that she is. It showed Leon Slater and Javon Evans. It showed Dragon Lee. It showed off Dragon Lee. It showed that AJ Styles, minus that one word I don't like to use, can still go if he wants to.
Yeah.
And it also showed that if they want to build a monster, they can. And that's exactly what they did in Gunther. So as a whole, for just this one particular Saturday night's main event, I gave it an A-.
Yeah. As far as this event, I give it a B-. I was straggling the fence of getting it a C, but I gave it a B-. You know, I gave it a B- due to the fact of what my partner just said, which was showcasing the new talent. You know what I mean, and basically being not afraid to have them look good. So for that, you get the B-. You know, otherwise than that, it would have got a low C. That's what it would have got from me. But
and one thing I forgot, or that we forgot, shout out to The Miz, too, for letting Joe Hendry shine a little bit.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, definitely.
I know Joe Hendry kind of got some shine at WrestleMania with Randy Orton, but they could have just left it at that. But instead, you know, R-Truth, shout out to R-Truth, shout out to The Miz, gave Joe Hendry a little shine.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Before we cut out of here, did you see the Street Fighter trailer?
I think you sent it to me.
Okay. I'm gonna give you my thoughts because I know already, you know, there's been a lot of reaction to him, and due to copyright restrictions, I don't want to show the video of the Street Fighter trailer on our actual podcast, but I would definitely like to give my opinion. And, you know, just real quick. So, I'm going to say this. Being an avid gamer myself, especially back in the day with Street Fighter, I definitely believe that they did it justice this time. if anybody has seen the Street Fighter movie back in the 90s, listen, I don't care how good Jean-Claude Van Damme looked as far as guile, that joint was still toilet water. Okay?
Listen, real quick, not to cut you off, real quick. I want to point something out real quick, real quick, and then I'll let you finish and I'll give my thought. Mind you, Guile is supposed to have blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
Jean-Claude Van Damme didn't have blonde hair.
Nah, it was more like a brunette. Yeah, that's what he had. He had like a more brunette color hair. That's what he had.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah, look. I could tell a lot of you guys did not play Street Fighter as a kid because y'all just started playing Street Fighter, years ago, like now. Y'all didn't start playing Street Fighter back when in its inception, when it came out in the late 80s, and then it began to catch fire in the 90s with Street Fighter 2 and all that type stuff. I could tell. Because if you go back to the original game, it had the quirky animation. It had the little funny comical stuff in the background with the dude on a bike on Chun-Li's level with the chicken. The chicken was jumping around. Yeah, remember that? Like, and with when you was on the level with Burlock, and he's in a casino, and then you got the dude, in the background, which I believe one of the comedians is playing that same guy, in the background with the bullhorn talking or whatever. Like, Street Fighter had that stuff in there, and that's how I can tell, like, you guys are not Street Fighter fans, because if you paid attention, you could tell that this is what they were trying to capture with this movie. The other movie, the one in the 90s, had none of that stuff in it. They had very little. Come on, man. Like, let's be for real. The characters that were depicted in this movie back in the 90s, some of them looked the part, but they did not, like, physically look the part. They might have looked the part in the face, but physically. The guy that played Burlock, with all due respect, Burlock was a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Burlock was a muscular guy. Burlock, I do not remember Burlock being a TV camera guy, news camera guy. I don't remember Burlock doing that. I remember Burlock being an underboss for Bison. If you read his story in the comic book, you know that he was an underboss for M. Bison. And then to further that, originally Burlock's name was supposed to be Bison. You know what I'm saying? Like the bull, Bison. That's originally what his name was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about Balrog, right?
Balrog, yeah. He's supposed to be Bison.
The boxer.
Yeah, because he moves like a bull. You know what I mean? That was originally supposed to be his name. Then they switched it. You know what I'm saying? And also you could tell, like, they depicted him after Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? Now, it would have been cool if they got Mike Tyson to do it, but Mike Tyson, I don't think he would have been able to do it.
Back at that time.
Yeah, I don't think he'd have been able to do it, but this is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, you want to talk about the other, I could go on and on. You know what I mean? They did a lot of wrong in the movie back in the 90s, and they're trying to make it right now. You know what I mean? Come on now. T-Hawk, I don't remember T-Hawk being in the army with Guile, okay? I don't remember Guile having a relationship with Chun-Li. Y'all put all this stuff in there that did not belong. Last time I remember, Chun-Li was the love interest of Ryu. It was either Ryu or Ken. Never knew that Guile had a love interest for Chun-Li. Maybe somewhere else in the universe he did, but I never knew that. You know what I'm saying?
And Chun-Li has always been E Honda's daughter.
He was E Honda's daughter? For real?
I believe so. I believe that Chun-Li is supposed to be E Honda's daughter.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, but it could be.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Okay, you could be right, but I don't know. But But there's so many things that were wrong with the movie. Now, some of the action scenes was pretty good. The one casting that I could say was pretty good, with the
Cammy.
dude, Cammy was pretty good. Raul Julia
Yeah.
playing Bison was pretty good. DJ,
I tell you, I want to fix something real quick. Chun-Li is not E Honda's daughter.
oh, okay, all right, yeah. So DJ, I don't remember DJ being part of Bison's entourage. You know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff that you guys were adding on to it, it didn't belong. It was just Hollywood trying to put their little sprinkles in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember Ken and Ryu being smugglers of weapons and all this other stuff just to try to get money. I don't remember that neither. So it's like y'all adding stuff that didn't belong. So don't get mad when somebody else takes the story and try to actually do it right. Huh?
Because if I'm not mistaken, the one in the 90s, they had Zangief as M. Bison's like as understudy. Am I right?
Nah,
If I remember,
nah, he was part of Chung Lee's news team. He was
Zangief
No, not Zangief. Zangief. You right.
in the 90s.
Zangief. I was thinking E Honda. Zangief was part of Bison.
That's what I thought.
That's what they had him as in the movies. Now, was he originally a part of Bison's team? I don't know. I don't recall him being a part of that. I do know he was a wrestler. That they got that right. I don't remember DJ being a part of it neither. I don't remember Dao Sim being a scientist. The dude didn't even look like Dao Sim. Come on, folks. Are you kidding me? I don't even remember. I don't remember this guy Charlie becoming Blanca. I thought Charlie and Blanca were two different people. Now I could be wrong, and they probably could have got that right. But you could probably look that up. Like, you know what I mean? Was Charlie and Blanca the same person? You know what I'm saying? Because that could be right. I'm just not 100% sure on that.
No, Charlie and Blanca are separate characters in the main Street Fighter game.
Okay, exactly. So y'all had dude playing Charlie turn into Blanca. That never happened. You know what I'm saying? So for y'all to go try to compare the two and say that the 90s one was better, y'all obviously wasn't fans of the game and y'all didn't follow the story. I've watched every single Street Fighter animation that came out, even the American version. So I know the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? They didn't showcase none of the stuff that they should have showcased. Now, mind you, as a gamer, the Street Fighter movie video game, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was okay. You know, all because of the fact they had Jean-Claude Van Damme in there. I thought it was pretty cool. But other than that, it just, what they got going on right now is a lot better. And I think the casting is a lot better too. You know what I mean? Does Cody Rhodes look crazy as Guile? Yes. But that's what makes it cool. That's what makes it funny. You know what I mean? Guile with the hairstyle, that's what he was supposed to have in the first place. So how can
And it
y'all
fits Cody Rhodes too. And I say that because Cody already has the blonde hair. He already walks around with the blonde hair.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like back in the 90s, Jean-Claude Van Damme did not have the blonde hair. So it didn't really fit him as Guile.
Nope. Not
Guile is known for the blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
And being it, you know, he takes a comb through it, and then once he takes a comb through it, it just fluffs out like a flat top. That's Guile. Jean-Claude Van Damme was not Guile.
Yep. So
real quick before we go, I wanted to give my take on it just real quick. Number one, I will say this: for it being the 90s. Was that movie okay? Yeah, for it being the 90s. technology is a lot different these days. 2020, you put that movie from the 90s in 2025, it's going to flop.
Yep.
So now we got 2025 version of Street Fighter, or 2026. It'll be out next year. To everybody bitching and complaining about who's playing what, like Akuma, I want to preface this by saying, let it fucking play out.
Yeah.
Let it play out. If you're that low on it, how about this? You go into it with low expectations. That way, when it's good, you're actually surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it being partially animated and partially live action. I think the problem is that Mortal Kombat has y'all spoiled because they were able to do Mortal Kombat as more of a live human kind of thing. But it's like my boy said over here, this is Street Fighter. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat are two totally different things.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, if y'all remember, I used to love, especially Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo. That was my shit.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and look at the graphics. It's supposed to look like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be goofy looking.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see a way that you make Blanca look like Blanca without it having some kind of animation to it.
Yep. I agree with you. Yeah.
Because the dude in the 90s didn't work. You already heard it. Charlie was not Blanca. Blanca didn't work for me. It didn't work then. So there has to be some kind of animation. To me, M. Bison didn't work. Was he evil? Yeah, sure, he was evil. But I mean, a lot of the moves we saw one move M. Bison did in the video game in that 90s movie. And that was like that spinning punch he does where he's flying and spinning and punching him. I think we saw that in the 90s. But other than that, he got his ass whooped by Guile.
Mm-hmm.
M. Bison is supposed to have lightning and all kinds of stuff. And we saw, I think the most that we saw from the lightning from M. Bison in the 90s was his eyes started glowing.
Yeah.
That's not M. Bison.
Yeah.
M. Bison is supposed to be unstoppable.
Yeah. And if the movie was so good to you, how come they canceled part 2? They were supposed to do a part 2 because if you remember at the end, when they went to the cut scene, Bison was about to come out of that whatever rubble that was destroyed. He was about to jump out because all that stuff, those chemicals and stuff, gave him his powers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So they canceled it. That just tells you right there how bad it really was. You know
And
what I'm
just to
saying?
prove a point, tonight on my way, when I get into bed to lay down, I typically like to watch TV. I like to watch a TV show or something. When I'm laying down trying to relax, go to sleep, I'm going to turn on Street Fighter. And I'm going to watch the 90s version.
Mm-hmm.
And just to see if I remember, because that's what I did when they remade Mortal Kombat. I went back and rewatched the first one and Annihilation, and then I watched this one. Let me tell y'all something. The original Mortal Kombat and Annihilation was good for that time. You put, just like I said with Street Fighter, if you put those two movies to 2025 or 2024 when it came out, it will flop. Because it worked for that time.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't even like Annihilation. I thought Mortal Kombat 1 was pretty good. The first one, you know. But even with that, I felt it was a little off, just a little bit, but it wasn't that bad though. It wasn't that bad. But
They did a
Annihilation,
better job of depicting the characters in Mortal Kombat than they did in Street Fighter.
yeah, that's the one thing I definitely can say. They definitely did that. They definitely did that. You know, they definitely depicted the characters a lot better. The new Mortal Kombat looks dope, and the one before that was good too. So, and I seen the new one, the last one they did in the theaters, and I thought that was really good. So,
Okay, I know we're supposed to be talking about Street Fighter, but at the end of the last Mortal Kombat, they were going to, if I remember correctly, they were going to reintroduce Johnny Cage, right?
yeah, they were there at a cut scene. They said something about Cage, Johnny Cage or whatever like that. They did say that Because
So
at first, not to cut you off, but at first, I thought the guy that was playing the MMA guy was going to be Johnny Cage, but he wasn't. He just so I don't even know if they just added him to the movie. So because I tried to find out if he was part of the video game, I didn't see nothing. So I think he was just an add-in. You know what I mean? Because he was a MMA fighter, but he was supposed to be like a descendant of Scorpion or whatever like that. If I'm not mistaken, that's what he was, a descendant of Scorpion. So, you know, I didn't even know that there was even a descendant of Scorpion. I know there was different versions of Scorpion, and like there were different versions of Sub-Zero. You know what I mean? Like the
yeah,
Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat 3 is actually the first Sub-Zero's brother, the one without the mask, and he got the blue under his eye or whatever. That's actually Sub-Zero's brother. You know what I'm saying? It's not the original Sub-Zero. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, but like I said, man, I think it looks pretty good. The new Street Fighter. I can't wait to go see it. I'm actually going to take the kids to go see it because they like Street Fighter. So when it comes out, I'm going to go see it with them. So I'm waiting for it. Plus, they like the fact that Roman Reigns is playing Akuma, and they like the fact that Cody Rhodes is playing Guile. So we watched the trailer a bunch of times. He was like, oh, I want to go. So
one thing I will say is that for the life of me, I swear for the Lord, Lord, they better, bro, they better remove Cody Rhodes' lisp.
Yo, they could do AI with that.
If I hear this dude start talking as Guile and I hear that list, I'm gonna lose my life. I'm gonna lose it. I'm going to lose it. Like all this AI shit, all this other shit going on, this technology, and you couldn't remove the man's lisp. Come on, man.
Nah, they could do AI with that. They got him.
Oh, they better. They better.
They got him. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, it looks really good. My opinion. They added the elements of the game. They got the car in there. They did a lot of things in this movie that they didn't do in the last one. They got Volkanovski playing Joe, and a lot of y'all don't even know. A lot of y'all don't know who Joe is. Joe is the guy that in the intro when the video game comes on, it's like dun 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 dun, and then he punches the dude. That's Joe. So that's Volkanovski. He's playing that guy. That's the first time I actually seen him in the game. Now I heard that there's a code where you can have him in the game on one of the Street Fighters. I don't know which one. There's a code where you could add him in the game as a selectable character. But for all I know, he's never been a selectable character in the game. He's always just been the guy that was in the intro. But that's the guy he's playing. You know what I'm saying? And then the comedian dude, not the guy that's playing Dan, not the guy that's playing Dan, but the other comedian dude, he's playing the guy that's on the casino level with Burlog, and the guy that has the horn, and he's walking back and forth. This is how I know that you guys don't pay attention. If you look at the characters, you could tell who they're playing. As soon as I seen him and with the bullhorn, I was like, yeah, he's playing the dude that's the announcer guy. That when it goes to that casino level, it'll be like, doo, 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 doo. And then they had a dude walking back and forth with the bullhorn, and the cheerleaders be in the background, like, and everybody be watching the fight. He's playing that guy. So to me, they're doing it justice. You know what I mean? So just give it a chance. Let's just see what happens. You know, that's how I feel. Yeah.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you on that. Just give it a chance. If you're so upset about it, this is what you can do. Go in, low expectations, and then if it ends up good, you'll be surprised.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's the way I see it.
Exactly. That's how I feel. You know. Well, with that being said, you know, it was a great review. As usual. We will be seeing y'all in Of course, we're going to be dropping content and reels, but we'll be seeing you guys again in probably a couple of days with the end of the State of Professional Wrestling 2025 end off, review. We're going to talk about everything that's been going on this year. We're going to talk about a lot of things that's coming up for us and moving forward. So I believe that's next, right? Or do we got something else coming up before that? I just want to make sure.
I know we're supposed to have John Jimmy on Friday, but he has never confirmed a time. But I wanted to reach out to him anyway because the wife wants to do some family time on Friday, the 19th, and go look at Christmas lights and stuff. So I may have to reach out to him and see if he's okay with that. And then John Alpha Zoe was supposed to be Monday the 29th.
Okay.
At 9:30. But we can end the show real quick and I can look into in Alpha Zoe.
All right. Okay. Well, with that being said, we'll be back with another one. Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. We'll see y'all again soon.
Yo, Robert Mason here, and the fire in this arena is unreal.
And I'm Molly Finwick. We are the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle commentary team, bringing nonstop action. And that wraps up another explosive edition of the podcast. Join us next week as the road to the championship continues.
This is the Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast, your home for real pro wrestling talk.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, we the champs. Thanks for listening. We gone.